track record of doing it. So people will be like, nah, this guy, man, it's just, when in seduction, when you are obvious, when you see a girl, right, with these people and you're engaging, gentlemen, I trust that you're okay. Welcome to the other side, man, where every day is a chance to become better. Welcome to another episode of the 48 Laws of Power. We're going to be going through them. It's a very interesting book by Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power. And today we're on Law 3, conceal your intentions. Okay, so if you're new to the channel and this is your first video you're watching, I just write points that are important. I don't summarize the whole book. This is not a summary. I just find the points that I think are interesting to me, and then I write them. But if you want to read it, you can go and then you can come and watch this video and think, and so that you can hear my thoughts on these laws. So, the first point that I wrote was, keep people off balance and in the dark by never revealing the purpose behind your actions. If they have no clue of what you're up to, they cannot prepare for a defense. Guide them far enough down the wrong path, envelop them in enough smoke. By the time they realize your intentions, it will be too late. So yeah, you might be like, why should I hide my intentions? For an obvious reason, human beings are jealous people, and if they find you are up to something great, or you have the chance to actually do it, they will try to sabotage you. So if you are someone who is in a workplace, corporate world, or even any workplace that you are in, or I would say even in life, basically, I'm not saying this is something you should do to everyone, and all your people, but on this point, he talks about you guide people in the wrong way. For example, let's say you're at a new job, right? And you want to get promoted. You want the manager position. If you were bluntly open about it, you obviously get enemies. Even the current manager will be like, what the fuck, you will develop enemies, and people will try to sabotage your work and everything, so that you won't get that promotion. So a clever way to do it, you just pretend like you don't even want it. You even talk about other positions, something that is very far from what you want. You talk about something else, or you just appear like you're not even interested in work, or that shit. Just putting it on the front, but you're putting in the work. And then when it's now that time of the year where promotion is around, then you actually make it present. And then it's too late. People, no matter what they can do, you already have a track record of your work. People can't do anything to sabotage you. I think that's what the first point was trying to say. And the second point was, if at any point in the deception you practice, people have the slightest suspicion to your intentions, all is lost. So yeah, if people, I mean, if you want that manager position, but you do something that shows that you want that position, I mean, if people just sense it, just a little sense that, "Hey, this guy might want to be the manager," all that deception is lost. Everything you do will be now obvious. Now people will be like, nah, he's just pretending like he doesn't want, but I know he wants. He wants that position. The point keeps on going, saying, do not give them a chance to sense what you're up to. Throw them off the scent by dragging red herrings across their path. Use false sincerity. Send ambiguous signals. Set up misleading objects of desire. Unable to distinguish genuine from false, they cannot pick out your real goal. So yeah, he's talking about, you need to throw them off the scent completely. You need to pose, set up a lot of shit, send ambiguous signals, use false sincerity, where you're like, no guys, I really don't care. You be sincere. False sincerity, you're trying to be sincere but you're not being sincere. And the next point is, on everything on seduction depends on suggestion. This is a completely new point. Yeah, I wrote, everything on seduction depends on suggestion. If you was talking about, when in seduction, when you are obvious, when you see a girl, right? Oh, I don't know how I can phrase this, without contradicting myself, but I'm gonna try my best. But he says when you see a girl and let's say you're in a same social circle with a girl, and then you're just bluntly obvious about it, and then you just straight up, even if you approach a girl on the streets and then everything you're just too direct with it. I mean that shit, don't get me wrong, might work if you're just a straightforward guy, but everything on seduction might depends on suggestion, right? Where she doubts herself, does he really like me, does he this, you play the coquettish games where you're interested in her and then the next day you're cold and all that shit. I think that's what he was trying to say. But let me jump off that point. I don't want to go into another tangent. And the next point said, do not be held a cheat, even though it is impossible to live today without being one. Let your greatest cunning lie is covering up what looks like cunning. Yeah. So this is a quote from Bala Balasa Gracion. Balasa Gracion. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, he said he said what do not be held a cheat, even though it's impossible to live today without being one. Let your greatest cunning lie in covering up what looks like a cunning lie. He said never be caught lying, never be caught a cheat like you're a cheater, or never be caught. You should work very hard to cover up that you lie. That should be your greatest lie. Covering up that you lie. Wow, that's a very interesting point. I'm not gonna discuss. I'll give my whole thoughts on this law at the end of the video. We'll not dive into the moralities of lying and all that shit. But my next point is hide your intentions, not by closing up. So it says hide your intentions, but not by closing up. As I was saying earlier, you don't have to hide your intention just because you want that manager position. Yes, it's saying hide your intentions, not by closing up. So just because I say you want that position and you want to be secret and then you just don't talk, you just do your shit. No, that's not it. With hide your intentions by not closing up, with the risk of appearing secretive and making people suspicious. So if you're just quiet in there, you're secretive, people will be suspicious. Like, why is this dude so quiet, man? So you have to actually talk, engage with people. You talk about useless things, useless goals, stuff that you don't really care about. Where you're not even going. But by talking endlessly about your desires and goals, just not your real ones. Oh, so listen to this point. Hide your intentions not by closing up, with the risk of appearing secretive and making people suspicious, but by talking endlessly about your desires and goals, just not your real ones. So when you're talking with these people and you're engaging, not by closing up and being secretive, you're talking with these people, you talk about your goals and your dreams. You're talking about your goals and your dreams, just not your real one. You're just talking about some random ass shit like something else, but not about what you really want. So you're throwing off them off the scent, talking endlessly about your goals. That people might even like, this guy like just likes talking about his goals and all that shit, but they're not even your real goals. Your real goals are something else. Okay, my last point is going to be all of this won't work if you have a reputation of deception. This will not work. Say so if you already have a reputation of of deception, if people know that you're a deceptive guy, this shit won't work. Because people already have, if they hear you talking about something else, they're like, nah, this guy is just fronting. He's thinking about something else. If you already have that reputation, you're saying this won't work. And the point says, and as you get older and achieve success, it becomes increasingly difficult to disguise your cunnings. So when you grow, so while you're practicing this, concealing your intentions. So just imagine you're actually concealing intentions well enough that you don't want the managerial position, and then you're actually switch up on the last minute, and then you get the manager of position. People are like, oh, what the fuck? And then the next time you do it, you get a promotion. The next time you do it, you get a promotion. It becomes hard now to lie to people that you don't want something because they. I mean, you've done it before. You now have a track record of doing it, so people will be like, nah, this guy, man, it's just fronting. So it becomes hard and hard to be more cunning as you get older and you achieve success. So everyone knows you practice deception, persist in playing. If you persist in playing the naive, you run the risk of you run the risk of seeming the rankest hypocrite, which will severely limit your room to maneuver. So yeah, if you keep on doing the same thing, and imagine you're now at a top position, and then you just keep on lying that I don't want another position and doing all that sneaky shit, bruh, you will be ranked the biggest. You run the risk of being, ranked the biggest hypocrite. People will look at you as a hypocrite because, like no, bro, you're just lying. It will limit your room to maneuver and to influence people because people will be just saying he's a hypocrite. And I bet no one wants to be called a hypocrite. So it offers a solution to this. In such cases, it is better to cover up. In such cases, it is better to own up, to appear, to be honest, to be the honest rogue, or better, the repentant rogue. So, if you are now at the top, you've achieved success, you are getting older. He's saying you don't keep on playing the same game, trying to be naive and doing all that shit. He's saying you just own up to it and appear. You can own up to it and become the person. Like, guys, I've repented, guys. Yes, I lied. I have to admit I lied when I was doing all this shit, but now I'm all about truth. I'm all about this. I actually want this position. You actually change your strategy. You actually change your strategy because you no longer have a lot of room to maneuver if you just keep on going the hypocritical way. And not only will you be admired for your frankness, but most wonderful and strange of all, you'll be able to continue your strategies. So, as people forgive you and then you're admitting that you lied and all that shit, people will actually respect you that he's changed. Maybe he's grown up, he's matured. But and then he says, strangest of all, after you said you've repented and all that shit, you can continue your stratagems, doing all that cunning shit again because you are now appearing as being truthful, but it's just like a fucking rabbit hole, man. You just keep on going. But yeah, those were the points that I thought were interesting when I was reading the law 3 on the 48 laws of power. Conceal your intentions. Now we're going to dive into the moralities of this. What I think about this. I think on the last law of this book, 48 Laws of Power, he says assume formlessness, right? He says don't take these laws, you're not supposed to do them like literally. You're supposed to be, and it's not even a matter of you using them because there are certain laws, right? These are laws of power. There might be time where you might want to conceal your intentions, but you don't have to become that type of person, right? Or you might even be aware. These laws you may be, oh man, this is too dark for me. This goes against my ethics and my beliefs and my morals. So you can read this book as a way to inform yourself so that you know when someone else is concealing their intentions, they are pretending they want this and all that shit, but you'll be like, wait, the third law of power says conceal your intentions. What if it's, concealing his intentions? He actually wants this. It might be actually to see more power and more things that they do, fucked up shit that people do because you're aware of these powers. You can use these powers for awareness, and some of them you can use them to better your life, to use them in your life as a way of accumulating power. But concealing your intentions on the moralities of this, I agree with it because not to the full extent where you're just fucking lying like a fucking hypocrite, but I believe in truth, in speaking the truth, but there are certain scenarios where you just need to be quiet. You don't have to let people know your goals and everything, because they might try to sabotage you and stuff. But yeah, it just depends. A lot of these things, don't take them literally to heart, and do them. On the last law of 48 laws of power, it says assume formlessness, guys. Don't take everything and use it and all that shit. Yeah, that was the video of the day. 48 laws of power, third law, man. We're going to finish this whole series. I don't know when we'll finish it, but I just know maybe in the future I will start doing longer videos where I talk about 3 or even 5 laws at the same time. I think that will be interesting. That will make us finish this, this saga more faster. But that was the video of the day, guys. 100 subscribers on the way. Slaughter out.